The start of day 2 of the Texas High School Football State Championships. AT&T Stadium, the destination and the setting. The Stamford Bulldogs, 5-time state champs, back in Arlington for the first time in over a decade, led by their legendary head coach, Wayne Hutchinson, preparing to take on the Ganado Indians. 30-year-old head coach Josh Irvin, turning his program into a title contender in a blink, looking to finish the job. The 2A Division I state championship game, the Region 4 champs Ganado, and the Region 1 champions, Stamford. Mike Leslie, the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Greg Tepper, C.T. Steckel along in a moment as well. Tep, the start of day 2.
And what a day we've got on track, and it starts with a bang, because this has an opportunity to steal the show.
Caston Vega is unbelievable for the Stamford Bulldogs, does everything for this team.
He is their leading rusher. He is their leading tackler. I think he probably fills up the water bottles. This guy does everything. A hard-charging back, averages nearly 12 yards a carry. He is so critical to their success on both offense and defense for this undefeated Bulldogs team.
Meanwhile, for Ganado, they can sling it around a little bit.
Yeah, quarterback Bryce Ullman's a name you're going to want to know. A guy who is in complete command of this Indians attack, which is really blossoming. I think what Bryce Ullman has been doing this year has been really impressive. A true pocket passer, a guy who has gotten sharper as a senior. Last year, about a 65% completion percentage, now up to around 70, and he can beat you in a variety of different ways, getting out to the edges or stretching the defense vertically. He has got the playmakers around him to do that. Most notably, the sophomore behind him, Logan Burris. What a revelation he has been for the Indians. 14 touchdowns, a 1,300-yard rusher. He is a grinder out there. Ganado has waited nearly 100 years to be champions. They may only need to wait 48 more minutes.
You and I have been texting about this bracket for weeks now, and it always felt fated that it was going to be Stamford Ganado. Yeah, it's Stamford Ganado, and this is going to be a terrific battle. The 2A Division I state championship game next. It is time. 2A D1 sorted out between Ganado and Stamford over the next 3 hours. Wayne Hutchinson, the head coach of Stamford, once again getting his team ready.
This one's going to come down to this, okay? Right here. This atmosphere in here, you're going to be hot, you're going to be sweaty. The game is going to go up and down. How well are you going to handle the adversity? If something goes bad for us, go pat your guy on the back. If things go well for us, go celebrate it. It's a game of emotions. Make sure we keep those emotions on our side.
Wayne Hutchinson has been here and done it all. The flip side of the equation, Josh Irvin, 30-year-old head coach of the Ganado Indians, standing by with C.T. Steckel.
All right, Mike, thanks so much. I appreciate it, Coach. You just led your team onto the field for a state championship for the first time in school history. What was this moment like?
Really excited for the kids. They're excited for the opportunity today, and we feel good. It's going to be a good afternoon.
Two tough physical football teams. How do you win at the point of attack in this one?
Just staying true to what they've been coached to do, and being physical every play.
Coach, good luck. We're glad to be here.
Thank you.
And guys, for Stamford, Wayne Hutchinson told me it's surreal, almost a dream to be back in this building playing for a state championship for the first time since 2012. He told me his kids were a little nervous, and you can imagine they're feeling the nerves at this moment, but he expects them to be fine. One injury note from the sideline, Caston Vega is dealing with a slight hamstring injury, but his coach said he's good to go, and we know he's going to tough it out. Mike, let's get the ball in the air and play for a state championship.
CT, thanks so much. It is definitely worth keeping an eye on just how well Caston Vega is moving today, because he is so very important to what the Bulldogs do. Ganado won the toss and deferred Stamford to get the ball first. Joe Rodriguez to kick it away for Ganado. Braden Jimenez, the junior, deep for Stamford. The preseason #1 and the current #1. Head-to-head for the title. The kick well away from Jimenez. He's fortunate that trickled into the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Out comes Stamford. Here is your semifinals and championship before you. Stamford knocking off Hamilton in the semis. Ganado with a win over the upstart Joaquin in their semi.
And Stamford got through a brutal Region 1 to get here, beating teams like Panhandle and Unbeaten Post to get here. And a big reason why is the diminutive but outstanding signal caller, Christian Duran.
21 touchdown passes on the year. A terrific talent, can also do it on the ground, but it's going to be a lot of number 10 as Caston Vega gets the first handoff of the day. Bowls his way forward for maybe 2.5. Logan Burris with the tackle. Christian Duran, I mentioned the 21 touchdown passes, also 23 touchdown runs. Their second leading rusher with 845 rushing yards on the year. He's only 5'7", but Tep, he can get it done in a lot of ways.
And I talked with a coach coming into this game who thinks they haven't really unleashed the full potential of Christian Duran. I want to re-see that on the big stage.
We'll go with Duran here on 2nd down and 7, and he's taken down. It's Burris again with the tackle. A loss of 4.
The sophomore from the will linebacker spot just shooting into the backfield here. Watch him, number 2. Read, react, get to the football. Terrific play there from the sophomore. And a great play from the defensive line to kind of stack it up to allow him to flow to the football. And 3rd and 11 on the opening drive here. The Ganado defense with an opportunity to make a statement.
Stamford, the number 1 team in the state rankings to finish the regular season, won all 15 of their games by at least 15 points. 3rd and 1, Duran with all day, and it's picked. Intercepted by Kane Hayden. He had a touchdown in on the defensive side of the ball in the semi. He brings this one back to the 15, and Ganado is started off beautifully.
The Jackson County faithful are going berserk. Thanks to Kane Hayden stepping in front of this pass. Terrific play. He just kind of sat back in the zone and kept his eyes on the quarterback. Terrific play to step in front of it. And they are fired up. First time in a state championship, and you can tell that they are not scared of the moment.
He ripped the ball away from a ball carrier from Joaquin in the semifinals and returned it for a touchdown to get Ganado rolling in that game. Now he's got the interception on Stamford's first possession here in Arlington, and they start at the +14. Bryce Allman handing off here for Burris, who had a very nice defensive series. Carries for a couple. Tegan Pimpton with the tackle. Bryce Allman, outstanding year as the quarterback here for Ganado. Between rushing and passing, 51 combined touchdowns, only 3 turnovers, the 3 interceptions. He's been magnificent.
He takes care of the football, plain and simple. And you're going to see dual threat quarterbacks. Christian Duran on the other side. This is a true pocket passer. A guy, he'll run a little bit if he has to, but plain and simple, he wants to hang back there and pick you apart.
The way his eyes lit up when we talked to him pregame about the opportunity to play in a dry, warm environment and slung it around a little bit. Outside on the screen to Pena. They're going to throw a lot of screens today. You're going to see a lot of that. He picks up another 6, and it's going to be 3rd down and 2.
They run their screens a lot, you mentioned it, Mike, and they run them really effectively. They timed them well. They're in a kind of a 2nd and 5 situation is a spot where they really like to go for a screen pass. So keep an eye on the outside throughout the course of this game.
Ganado was preseason number 1 in the state, bringing back almost everybody off of last year's team. Only 3 guys graduated off of last year's state semifinalists. They were loaded for bear, and here they are playing for the championship. Ullman's going to keep it himself, lowers his shoulder, and he's in. Bryce Ullman with his 7th rushing touchdown of the year, and Ganado strikes first off the turnover.
I mentioned earlier, they don't run a ton of design quarterback runs, but here, little play action, great block from David Almeida, the right guard, pulls around, kicks a guy out. And Ganado draws first blood in an impressive first 3 minutes of their first title game.
Rodriguez on for the extra point. It's up and through, and what a start for Ganado. Paying off the turnover. Hayden with the pick, Ullman with the touchdown run, and Ganado starts strong.
Ganado up 7-0 early in this one. Let's check out our jack-in-the-box scoring drive. A crisp 3 plays, 14 yards, capped off by that young man, powering in. Here's the interception here. He's looking across the middle for Clay Whitfield, and instead he finds Kane Hayden, and then 3 plays later, powering his way in is Bryce Ullman. And for a team that doesn't have any big stage experience, Mike Leslie, they feel right at home right here in AT&T Stadium.
No nerves to be seen. I think we saw more nerves from the assistant coaches on the field pregame. You could feel the energy from them, and I was wondering, okay, how's this going to go? They have come right out of the gates, fired up and playing well. And there you see the 30-year-old head coach, Josh Irvin, in his 3rd year with Ganado. His team very much ready for the moment. Kickoff does finally roll out of bounds. It looked like it may have stayed in bounds all the way down that sideline, but the flag will bring this one out to very good field position for Stamford.
Let's take a look at our foreign impact players. We talked about Christian Duran, a guy who is their 2nd leading rusher as well as being an outstanding passer. Meanwhile, Landon Hicks is the man in the middle for this Ganado defense. 104 tackles, the team's leading tackler, and he can make plays as far as turning the ball over as well. He will be critical to the Indians' success today.
Duran and his offense will start at the 30. Off the kickoff out of bounds, 1st and 10. Looking to answer now. A very fast start from Ganado. Vega trying to bounce, undercut. Vince Sabolaturo with the tackle. Early on, Ganado reading the run game very well.
And getting off blocks. This is not a huge Ganado defense, but they are quick. And right now, what you're seeing is that the defensive front is really holding their blocks and allowing guys like Vince Sabolaturo to fly to the football. And when they get there, they don't miss.
We talked about it pregame that the size of this Stamford offensive line could be a problem. It hasn't yet anyway for Ganado in the early going. 2nd and 11 to the air. Swing pass far side. Braden Jimenez fights his way forward to the 34. Ullman with the tackle.
And that's classic 2A football. You get done running a touchdown run, and then you're out there on kick coverage. Then you're laying a lick on a receiver to hold them to a 4-yard gain and bring up a 3rd and 6. And for Stamford, you know, they got to crack the safe on this Ganado defense, because right now this Ganado defense is a step faster than they are.
Stamford's speed has been one of their tenets all year as they've scored 47 a game. Wayne Hutchinson, their head coach, calling the plays, dials up a 3rd and 6 QB draw up the middle, and Duran will make it pop for a 1st down, a pickup of 8, and they're out across the 40.
That's a big conversion there from Christian Duran. Designed quarterback draw, sell the pass, takes off with it, picks up 8 tough yards and really important yards. Can't get the ball right back to Ganado considering how they're rolling.
Over 700 points this year for Wayne Hutchinson's offense. The head coach calls the plays. His son, Wes Hutchinson, the offensive coordinator, working with him. Spread offense. They will play, though, to their very strong offensive line. Swing pass on the rollout far side. Picks up 6 or 7 to Jimenez once again. Austin Pena there to run him out.
Braden Jimenez is their top healthy receiver, we should say, out there. You know, 31 catches on the year, now 32. He averages nearly 22 yards a catch. And so these are big play guys on the outside. And Jimenez is the guy that they want to get out in space and allow him to make men miss.
Stamford playing without Drew Falk. CT will have more on his story and the way that Caston Vega has honored him coming up. Nice run here by Clay Whitfield out across midfield. Another 1st down for Stamford.
Yeah, Clay Whitfield will get a fair number of carries there as kind of a spell back there, and he picks his way through. Very patient is Clay Whitfield, waiting for the blocks to develop before hitting the hole.
Stamford's rushing attack is ridiculous. 4,126 rushing yards this year, 74 touchdowns. That's an average of 275 yards and 5 rushing touchdowns every game. Vega gets the carry here on 1st and 10, makes 2 men miss and hops across the 40-yard line, a pickup of 6.
I had a coach tell me this week that Caston Vega's getting the ball, and he knows that that he's getting the ball, and what are you going to do about it? And plain and simple, that's the burst that you see in the tough running, lowering the shoulder. You see the numbers, just wildly impressive from the senior two-way star.
Basically doubling his career output. Now with his rushing yards already today, he has more than doubled his career output coming into this season. 2nd and 4, Durant spins off a tackle, but then is ended by Austin Pena.
Boy, that's a terrific play there in the open field from Austin Pena, because if he slips that one, a lot of real estate in front of the senior quarterback. So terrific play from the corner coming off of his block.
They've got to get right to the 35-yard stripe to move the chains here on 3rd down. Nowhere to go for Jimenez. Sablatura again with the tackle, and it's 4th down.
They're just flying to the football, plain and simple, and getting numbers, getting hats to the ball there. This is a money play here for Stamford. They love to run that on the outside whenever they've got the opportunity. But here on 4th and 3, this is a money down. I'd expect number 10 to get it.
Duran with a peek to the sideline. Vega in the sidecar to his left. Play clock at 5. Duran's going to follow Vega, and he's got the 1st down.
They run behind the left side here, and specifically their center, Alexander Ponce. Great block there. The offensive line, the right side is the big and strong side, Jesse Rodriguez and Diego Cantu. And the left side, Case Beeson and Alex Guzman, that's the quick side. And there they go behind the quick side and pick up a critical conversion.
Ponce only 5'7", 175, but started whipping everybody preseason and earned the starting role. He helps lead him to a 1st down there. Now Duran trying to get to the outside. Helicoptered his way across the 30-yard line. Pena again with the tackle.
Again, there's just no room up front, and it's not guys like Aiden Tudyk and John Utley, the defensive tackles and defensive ends, who are getting the stops, the tackles. Their box score is not going to look pretty, but they are the ones who are making these stops happen because they're holding up at the line.
11th play of the Stamford drive here. Near side for Whitfield. Flag flies in from the near sideline.
I wonder if they get one of these wide receivers out there for a hold. Yep, sure enough.
Holding, offense, number 3. The 10-yard penalty, replay 2nd down.
Nelson Barnes, our referee today, leading a Waco chapter crew of 7. You'll see the hold here on Hernandez.
Alec Hernandez, just a little bit of a tug there, turns him around, costs him 10 yards, and more importantly, costs him what would have been a 1st down.
2nd down and 13. We've got to get to the 23 to move the chains. Duran's going to look to the air. He's got all day. Fires deep, wide open in the end zone for the touchdown. Jimenez. 36 yards.
Patience from Christian Duran, hanging in the pocket, waiting for his man to come free. Braden Jimenez was well covered for the first 3 seconds here, but then the defender drops off of him to go cover an up man, thinking he's going to check it down, and Duran unleashes to the back of the end zone, and Braden Jimenez there all alone.
Extra point is up and through. 5'7" Christian Duran grew to 5'8" in the pocket and fired deep for Jimenez. Stamford ties it up 7-all.
Stamford ties it up on a touchdown pass from Christian Duran. And count along at home at how long Christian Duran has to throw here. The pocket is unbelievable here. He's got all day. Pump, pump, pump. And finally, Braden Jimenez comes free. He shakes his defender, Austin Pena, and is all alone back there. How long do you have, Mike Leslie?
The play in totality took almost 9 seconds.
9 seconds! A 12-play, 70-yard drive eats up nearly half of the first quarter, our jack-in-the-box scoring drive. And there were some times there where Stamford looked like they might have been in some trouble there, converting some third downs and fourth downs, but came up with those big plays, and you wonder if that will loosen them up a little bit. Suddenly now in an even game, say, all right, reset, let's go back to work.
I know 9 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're sitting at home watching, throw a clock on the average play.
Yeah.
It might be 3 to 4 seconds worth.
Throw a clock on this kickoff.
Line drive squib kick fielded at the 15 by Pena. Squirts his way up the middle, out to the 39.
Take a look at the forward impact players as Ganado's offense comes back on the field for the second time. We talked about him. Logan Burris already making his presence felt on the defensive side, but he is also their star running back, their leading rusher, and also a threat out of the backfield to catch him. And then Caston Vega, surprise, surprise, talking about number 10. What a playmaker he has been for them all year long.
The numbers for Caston Vega bend the mind. 217 total tackles on the year, 31 tackles for loss. His head coach, Wayne Hutchinson, said that he thinks that he may be the best defensive guy that I've been around.
That's saying something, too. He's been around a while.
1st and 10 from the 49. The handoff to Burris for 3. Case Beeson with his 63rd tackle of the season. So, Stamford operates out of the 3-3 stack, and they like to sit in a cover 3, but they will, one of the guys keep an eye on, again, number 10, they will walk him down sometimes onto the line and kind of give you a 4-man front look, but they will hang in this 3-3 stack for the majority of their snaps. You'll see Clay Whitfield, who plays the Raider position, also follow wherever they've got the multiple wide receivers. He'll come to that side. 2nd down and 7. Ullman picks up maybe a yard.
Yeah, Ganado goes empty here, which is pretty rare for them. That they like to have at least one running back there, even if it's just for protection. But they're on a designed run and a terrific stop here from this front. Tegan Pimpton, the big defensive tackle, a name to know, a guy who makes his presence felt in the middle of that defense. He's so critical to what they do.
Ganado scored, having to only go 14 yards after the early Stamford turnover. What can they do here on a 3rd and 6? Play action. Ullman over the middle, finds the pocket between the defense to Hayden for a 1st down.
Folks, that is a big boy throw from Bryce Ullman. He's got to get it over one defender and in front of another. Jimenez takes a big hit. Lays a big hit, rather. But a great catch there. And suddenly, Ganado's in business again.
Josh Irvin's offense averaging 45.9 points per game this season. 1st and 10 in Stamford territory at the 36. The delayed draw, handoff to Burris, and it's canceled out. Caston Vega with the tackle.
Oh my gosh, what a play from Caston Vega. Like, this play's going to go for like a touchdown here. And Caston Vega is the last line of defense to slip the tackle and wrangle him to the ground. Yeah, I'm buying the hype.
Ganado terrific in this play, in this playoff run. Put up 75 in the opening round against Skidmore Tynan. Beat Crawford 59-0. Tight win against Refugio 14-6. That was the game they basically needed to win to get here today. Nowhere for Burris to go there. It's going to be 3rd down and 8. Vega again with the tackle.
Caston Vega getting off blocks again. maybe even getting held a little bit. He can't be denied, though. Making his impact felt in what has been a wildly entertaining first half quarter.
You're going to see number 10 a whole lot over the course of today. 7-all, Stamford and Ganado with a title on the line. This is just the beginning of a terrific day 2 here at AT&T Stadium. Both of these games, Gunner Woodville and Malakoff Columbus, should be an awful lot of fun. Gunner and Malakoff looking to stack up titles and keep winning championships, but Malakoff Columbus in particular, oh buddy.
Oh, fantastic stuff. And it's interesting matchups there because you've got 3 first-timers today. Ganado, who we're watching now, you add in Woodville, who's never been past the third round of the playoffs, and then Columbus in their first title game.
Start of the second quarter in this one, 3rd down and 8. Play action again. Ullman over the middle, complete on the money for Austin Pena.
Austin Pena's their guy, and when they need the play, he comes up aces here. Snaps off that route right in front of him. Terrific concept there, and great protection this time from the Ganado offensive front, giving Ullman time to operate and allow Pena to beat his man.
Bryce Ullman, 70% completion on the year, right on the money. Picks up another first down, and it is 1st and 10 right at the 15-yard line for Ganado. Ullman's going to keep it himself, and he's got nowhere to go. Case Beeson in the backfield, a loss of 2.
You know, we were down on the field before the game, Mike, and talking about, you know, it's 2A football. You know, take a snapshot because we're going to be Saturday watching 6A football with 300-pound guys out there. Let me tell you, size doesn't measure physicality because these guys on both sides are hitting. This is a physical ball game.
Second and a dozen, QB draw, Ullman, flag on the play. Ullman runs a man over, has the first down, has the end zone. Flag is in the ballpark of a hold, but what a run from Bryce Ullman, the senior QB.
Holding, offense, number 75. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 2nd down.
It's all coming back.
They get Carter Kovar, the senior center, and yep, that's a hold. It's a good call from this Waco area crew. Right on top of it.
Rodney Harris, the umpire, saw it full well, and it's right at the point of attack. It's exactly where Ullman ran. That's a flag that is going to get thrown every time. And it's 2nd down and 22.
But it's interesting to see, it appears to me that what Ganado has seen is that Stamford is vulnerable to the quarterback run, because I can't stress this enough, Bryce Ullman's not a real runner. He runs sometimes, but he's not a guy who's going to tuck in and run 20 times a game.
They've got to get to the 5. Screen pass trying to set up a tunnel. The tunnel collapsed for Austin Pena, a loss of a yard. Vega with the tackle. It's going to be 3rd and 23.
That's their big play. Again, when they need that yardage, they're going to turn to a screen play. They're very effective at it. And I think a big part of it is that they get their linemen out and running, and they're really dangerous when they're on the move. They're very tactical in the way that they attack the blocking. But there, Stamford, well prepared. Not a whole lot of plays for 3rd and 22. But we've seen some big chunk plays from Ganado.
If you're Stamford DC Jeremy Jones, are you geared up for another screen just because that is their bread and butter so much?
I think you got to keep an eye on the screen pass. I think it's certainly in play.
Say, can you stop it twice in a row? They'll say so.
Delay of game, offense, number 11. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So no timeout granted, delay of game on Ganado, so 3rd and 23 becomes 3rd and 28.
And now, you know, we'll see what they do. The name we haven't called a ton is Landon Hicks, okay? Keep an eye on him if he's out there on the field. That's a name that I know they come up with but they've got a number of receivers, and Bryce Ullman trusts all his guys to make big catches when it matters most.
3rd and 28. They run the draw to Burris to the 26-yard line. We talked with head coach Josh Irvin earlier this week. He said that their kicker, Joe Rodriguez, made a 50-yarder in a scrimmage, but he said they'll only realistically try him from about 35.
Yeah, and this is outside of his range, certainly. So you got to think that what Josh Irvin is thinking is, okay, we got 2 plays to get 28 yards. Now, a 4th down and an opportunity for Stamford to get off the field.
Nothing is off the table for quarterback Bryce Ullman. Time, fires end zone, double coverage, nearly dropped it right on Pena. A terrific throw. Whitfield there in coverage, and it's incomplete. Stamford gets the stop.
Had a guy, but Sinai Whitfield, the sophomore, step for step, does just enough to stay with him, and Stamford, a big defensive stop.
AT&T Stadium, Arlington, Texas. It's a 2A Division I state title game. We're all tied up in the 2nd quarter. Well, Wayne Hutchinson says that Christian Duran is tougher than a leather boot. And that last drive proves it, doesn't it? The senior quarterback has piled up over 3,000 all-purpose yards this year, including 44 touchdowns. His coach says he's quick. He can start and stop on a dime, and he says he seeds the field so well, despite only being 5 feet 7 inches tall. And he's deadly accurate, completing 69% of his passes on the season. So we know he's a good decision maker. And what a bounce back, right, Tep? After throwing that opening pick, leads his team right down the field on a scoring drive.
He flips this one to Whitfield. CT, thanks so much. And listen, they really trust Duran to make reads in all different facets of what they do offensively, and that's the thing that maybe Wayne Hutchinson is most impressed with, is how smart he is and how well he sees those moments.
He's an operator back there. He's a guy that Wayne Hutchinson trusts with the totality of his offense. And yeah, that's not always going to mean changing the play. It just might mean changing protection, but he makes those reads really well.
This time hands off for Vega and snowed under quickly. A pickup of 2, but it's going to be 3rd and 9 in a blink. Landon Hicks with the tackle.
Aiden Tudyk, number 60, doing the dirty work there. Just holding out the line again. And Luke Green there at the defensive end, the co-leader in sacks. He's been a big player for them. And now Stamford has their own 3rd and 9. Ganado couldn't get them off the field last time. This is a really important opportunity to get a 3 and out.
Duran swinging it far side, on target, in and out of the hands of Clay Whitfield, and incomplete. It's 4th down.
I just don't think Whitfield turned around in time. Plain and simple, that Duran is rolling and thinking he's got a man. He's got a step on him. You see he turns it up there. If he turns around just a little bit, and pass might have been thrown a little bit behind him, but I think he just didn't have the reaction time to be able to haul it in.
It looked an intentional kind of back shoulder type throw, and yeah, Whitfield just not quite able to see it and squeeze it. And Stamford is forced to punt. Jimenez, the punter, they come after it, it gets away. Burris from the 40. Logan Burris with a seam. Burris gets a block. 1 man to beat. Taken down at the 21 by Jimenez. But again, terrific field position for Ganado as Burris brings it back for 42. The Ganado Indians set up once again. The sophomore Burris on the return.
I had a friend of mine ask me yesterday, hey, where's Ganado? It's down there, Jackson County. Greater Victoria is probably what I'd say. In their first ever state championship game, and they are fired up in Jackson County. I mean, this is the program that's been playing football since 1928, and they've been close. They were close last year, semifinals. They got Terry Bussied in the semifinals.
As many do.
But when we talked with Josh Irvin, and he said that the town is on fire right now because this is what they've been waiting for, this breakthrough.
A whole bunch of them making the 5-hour drive up. 1st and 10 at the 19, and Ullman again on the carry. Kaniah Whitfield undercutting him. It has been a journey to get to this point, but very, very impressive. The Refugio game was really the tester all along.
Because last year, Ganado was a year early, and they upset Refugio in the regional final and kind of turned the whole town up, turned the whole state upside down, including Dave Campbell's Texas football. But then they continued to roll against a good Marlin team and a Cinderella story in Joaquin to make it their first title game.
Yeah, everybody thought we were going to get Refugio Timpson in the semifinal. Ganado making it around further, and now here they are playing for a championship. Sablatura, a pickup of a couple. You'll see some of Vince Sablatura, the backup to Logan Burris. Burris still catching his breath off that punt return.
And they rotate their backs because, you know, look, this is 2A, right? Yeah. Like, their roster is probably only about 30 players deep, and a lot of those guys are freshmen. So you lean on your guys that you trust, and that means giving your guy an opportunity to rest whenever he makes a big play like Burris did.
3rd down and 4. Sablatura, also one of their starting linebackers, in the pistol behind Ullman. Near side, again finding an open pocket. The touchdown pass to Hayden. Ganado back in front.
Bryce Ullman on the money. This is a route they've run a million times. This is a 7-on-7 route, basically. Gonna take the snap, look off the defender, and get a great route on the out-cutting route there from Kane Hayden. On time, on the money. Yeah, the senior's fired up.
13 yards on the pickup. Bryce Ullman is not your run-of-the-mill 2A quarterback.
I would say not. He has been sensational.
His 46th touchdown pass of the year. Extra point from Rodriguez is good, and Ganado seesaws back in front, 14-7.
You see, keeps his eyes to the left before firing over to the right side. And on the money, terrific throw here. One more look. And a great catch there from Kane Hayden. He has to drop that between 3 defenders, essentially. And it's a terrific play. Looks like there was a penalty.
Offsides. Number 12 on the defense. That penalty is declined. Point after try is good.
So it is indeed 14-7 off the PAT. Ullman with a touchdown run and a touchdown pass for more on the Ganado quarterback, C.T. Stackel.
Well, guys, get this. Ganado has scored 75 points or more in a game 3 times this year. 75, 84, and 86 to be exact. The main reason why, Bryce Ullman, Josh Urban says he has a great work ethic, calls him a leader on and off the field. He was voted team captain, and he comes to practice every day in film study with the intention to get better. Ullman's accurate. We saw it right there. He runs hard. He plays great on defense at safety. He's just a great small-town football player, as Coach says. And he takes care of the football. 45 passing touchdowns on the year, offset by just 3 interceptions. So he seeds the field well, Mike, and he can distribute to a deep group of playmakers. Bryce Ullman leading Ganado to the brink in history today, guys.
They beat Bloomington 86-0, which means that I have something in common with the young men in Bloomington. When I was in 8th grade, my 8th grade modified team lost a game 86-0.
Okay. All right.
I was not as good a quarterback as Bryce Ullman. I can tell you that much for sure.
Welcome to Mike Leslie Trauma Hour. We're just kind of working through our issues here. You know, I talked with a coach coming in.
Put me on the couch, Tep.
Talked to a coach who played against Ganado this season, and he said when you watch Ullman play, you can just tell he's a winner. And you know what? Like, I think we're a quarter and a half into this title game, and I'm starting to get that feeling too.
From the 12, it's Jimenez. Nice coverage, and it's Ullman, the quarterback, who makes the tackle on special teams.
What can he do? Like, the first guy's not supposed to tackle the carrier, right? But Bryce Ullman shot out of a cannon.
Man, that is the most 2A football thing. Like, we're used to seeing him go both ways. That's common. But also on special teams and making that play, that's outstanding. He just threw a touchdown pass. 1st and 10, the handoff here for Vega. Playing with that bum hamstring and just doing all he can to push the pile forward, but it's going to be a hold on the Bulldogs offense.
Holding offense, number 75. 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
Give you a look at Stamford, Texas, out in Jones and Haskell County. 5 times they've won championships, 2 of them courtesy of Wayne Hutchinson back in 2012 and 2013. They were here 3 straight years, 11, 12, and 13. Back again now as Hutchinson has made his return.
Yeah, population there right a little under 3,000 in Stamford, America.
Vega making a couple men miss, earning back all that penalty yardage and then some. 12 yards on the pickup for Vega. Stamford here in the title game off a 28-13 win over Hamilton a week ago.
And a brutal Region 1, right? Panhandle was a team that was state ranked for a lot of the year. Post was undefeated. That was a match of unbeatens there in the regional final before they took on another unbeaten team in a very game Cinderella story out of Hamilton.
Post knocked off a really good Sunray team in that region as well. Armando Lujan. Nice run here by Whitfield. It's one of the better 2.5, 3-yard runs you'll see, fighting off defenders.
You cannot question the effort here from anybody on this ball on the field right now, and you see shaking tacklers. It's requiring a gang to bring down Whitfield. And I'll tell you what, from 1st and 20 to 3rd and 4 is a minor miracle here for Stamford.
We've got to get to the 29 to move the chains. Duran gives for Vega. Vega undercut. Hayden with the tackle. He's going to be short. Got about half of what he needed. It's 4th down and 2. Temp, one of the big questions coming into this game was, would Ganado be able to handle the Stamford running game? So far, check plus.
So far, they've been excellent. So far, they have come up with the stops when they needed them, including their, the penalty obviously hurt Wayne Hutchinson's ball club there, but give Ganado's defense a ton of credit. They were ready for the playbook there, especially on that 3rd down, 2nd and 3rd down, both holding them to a combined 4 yards on those 2 players. Big stop here for Ganado.
So Jimenez to punt it away. We saw Logan Burris return one to the 19, leading to the last Ganado touchdown. Flag on the play here.
Game. Offense, number 5. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So Braden Jimenez's punt just got 5 yards shorter. Some fire on the sideline there from Wayne Hutchinson.
That's the kind of stuff that's going to drive him nuts, is little things like that. He's a guy, of course, a 2-time state champion back in 2012 and 2013. The expectations here in Stamford are to be precise.
End-over-end punt up the near sideline, trying to keep it away from Logan Burris, and they do exactly that, hopping out of bounds right at the midfield stripe.
So coming up here on the Ford halftime show, we're going to go down to the field where Aaron Hardigan, Coach Ken Purcell, and as my son Hank would say, Ashley Pickle will stand by and take you through your halftime entertainment. Hi, guys. See you in a couple minutes. There you go. We got first half highlights, talking a little about the 6-man games that were yesterday. Impressive performances from Jayton and Gordon to bring home state championships. And then last night's Munster Shiner game. Mwah.
That game was outstanding. Nice run here by Burris, but a flag behind the play in the neighborhood of a hold.
Ten-yard penalty, replay first down.
Nelson Barnes and his crew have been a little busy here in this first half.
Yeah, it hasn't been the cleanest first half, but it's been physical. I'll say that. As you see there, going to end up getting number 55. Eric Guerrero, the big left guard, wrestles his man to the ground.
Sets up 1st and 20, all the way back at the 40-yard line now.
I'm interested to see how aggressive Ganado wants to be here, because remember, they get the ball coming out of half. And certainly if you're up 21-7 going into half, with the ball, you're sitting pretty.
Logan Burris, the sophomore, surges forward to the 49. Jimenez there to end it, a pickup of 9.
the burst. You just see him put his foot in the ground and get north-south and then take on a hit, pick up an extra yard or so. Really impressive from the sophomore. See these numbers. You know, it's been tough sledding. But that was a big burst there, and maybe things are opening up. That offensive line's going to start to be able to push a little bit more.
Down to 4 on the play clock, 2nd and 11. Play action fake, Ullman. Deep ball, overshoots his target, Pena.
They were looking for basically, the first half dagger, first half capper, certainly. There on 2nd and 11. Take a deep shot there, run play action. And what's interesting now, because they ran the play clock down before that play. And so my thought going before that play was, okay, they want to make sure this is the last possession of the half. Well, now the clock stopped, and you're facing 3rd and 11, and Stamford has all 3 timeouts. So I don't want to tell Josh Irvin what to do, but I would consider converting this.
They'll need to dial something up here. What will Irvin do on 3rd down and 11? Quarterback draw with Ullman. He's got the first down and then some into Stamford territory inside the 35.
Yeah, they're seeing something on tape because Bryce Ullman, I believe this might already be a season high in carries for him. And he is effective. Spectacular downfield blocking to spring him and convert the 3rd and 11. And now for Ganado, the question becomes, again, how aggressive do you want to be? 1:45 and rolling. You got all 3 timeouts. The whole playbook's open here.
33 carries on the year for Ullman, averaged a little over 2 carries per game. He's already up to 5 for 27, and the touchdown run today.
So let's flash it back to Bay City, America, back in 2011. That is where a young man by the name of Josh Irvin was slinging it around for the Black Cats. And pretty good quarterback. Nice little film here, nice tape. You know, can do a little bit of everything. The reason we show you this slightly grainy tape is that Bryce Ullman, that was back in 2011 when he graduated. He's all 30 years old, coaching in a state championship game, and one of the youngest coaches in UIL Texas high school football, and doing the job. And we saw him at State 7-on-7 in the summer. And you want to talk about a guy who is bought in at that community and a guy who understands what this means for this community. He is a heck of a ball coach, and 35-8, hoping to be 36-8 with a ring.
Little razzle-dazzle here. Aiden's going to have to make somebody miss, and a nice job to get back to the line of scrimmage. Vega with the tackle.
That was going to be a flea flicker. That was going to be a flea flicker there. They had Luke Burris, the wide receiver, running down the field, but this gets bottled up on the extra exchange. Look, he's looking to pass it back to Ullman. That's exceptionally well covered by the Stamford defense. They had a man in Luke Burris running free, but the Stamford defense mucked it up.
Just a gain of a yard as Hayden had to just squeeze it and try and make something happen. Irvin took the job at 28 years old at Ganado after a couple of years as an assistant. He said he always felt like Ganado could be a monster. He's got one working here over the middle, in and out of the hands of Pena. And it's going to be 3rd down and 9.
Feels like the first misfire from Bryce Ullman today. He's had a couple other incompletions, but that feels like when he just flat out missed. And it was a little bit too tall for Austin Pena. You see play action, he's got his man, he's open. He's made that throw already today, but just a little too high for the junior receiver.
Yeah, if anything, finding that space in the zone is what he's done best today, but that one just a little bit high, and it's 3rd down and 9. Pressure! He gets away! Ullman coming near sideline, lowers his shoulder. He'll be short of the line to gain, but not by much. What a play by Ullman to evade the sack and pick up 8.
Clay Whitfield comes storming in unblocked, and yet Ullman shrugs him off and turns what should have been a surefire, probably painful sack into about a 7-yard gain, and sets up a 4th and 2 and a really interesting decision here for Josh Irvin. It's a 43-yard field goal. And I'm going to be honest, 2A football, pretty dicey from anything outside of about 30. But Coach Irvin told us that he thinks Joe Rodriguez has got some leg. We'll see.
Irvin has had a tremendous ascent. You mentioned the 35-8 record in his time at Ganado. He said it. We always thought Ganado could be traditionally a really, really good, tough football team. He said the hire of their defensive coordinator, though, Jason Chambliss, is really what changed the program. He came in when Irvin took the head coaching job, and he said that really brought everything together.
Kind of like sometimes you just need that extra ingredient. I think Jason Chambliss has been that guy that, you know, we know that Josh Irvin is an offensive whiz, but the defensive side has really taken that step, and that's a big reason why they're here.
No field goal here. 4th down and 2. Offense on the field. Sablatura, nowhere to go. Whitfield first on the scene. Stamford with the stop.
Clay Whitfield and Aiden Martinez, the end, come up with a huge stop. Watch 72, push it down, push it down. Just cave in that line, make sure he has nowhere to go. Sensational play in Clay Whitfield, playing like a man possessed. Another big play by Diego Cantu, the big nose tackle. And yeah, they're fired up. That's a huge stop for Stamford.
They do have all 3 timeouts, but only the 29 seconds to work with as they take over at their own 28. Quick throw far side. Alec Hernandez on the receiving end picks up the first 5 yards of what Stamford hopes is a very fast drive.
It'll be brief regardless. We got 25 seconds here, and you got to think at some point you're going to need to pick up a big chunk to give yourself an opportunity to either kick a field goal or aim for the end zone.
On the topic of kids who do everything, Clay Whitfield is the kicker. Wow, what a hit there on Duran. Hammered by Joe Rodriguez. Picks up the first down, though.
So you want to play small school football. Yeah, it's nicer, it's easier. Bang, bang! They are hitting out here. A pair of smashing tackles here for the undersized Christian Duran, who just pops right back up. It says, all right, first down, right?
Landon Hicks, tough. Landon Hicks, the first one there. Then Rodriguez came in to finish him off. He gets high load, but he picks up the first down. And with 19 seconds left, they're at the 45, and they do burn that first time out. Wayne Hutchinson's team looking to make something of these final seconds of the first half. Back at Stamford for the second time, had a very successful first stint with the Bulldogs, winning a pair of titles. And now here he is just in year 2. Right back they go. I talked with Drew Falks, the young man who got injured earlier in the playoffs, and said, when he came back, he just lit up, oh yeah, when he came back, we knew, here we go. We're going to get it going right back up again.
The once and future coach, right? He retired for a year, and he said, this stinks. I want to coach football.
How much golfing and fishing can you do, he said. Near side, complete for Jimenez. Backs his way out of bounds just across midfield. 14 seconds and the 2 timeouts for Stamford.
So now you're probably looking at, let's say, maximum 3 plays. And I don't think, I like Christian Duran's arm. I don't think he can throw it 49 yards under pressure. So you would think if you want to do one more of those quick outs, you can, but probably only one more.
We're going to come back near side, try and set up a little tunnel screen. They do pick up the first down right to the 40 in the hands of Jimenez. They burn that second timeout. Call it the 41-yard line officially in 7 seconds to work with. Whitfield, I mentioned before, is the kicker. They feel like he's got range to maybe 40, 37, 38. 40 would be the outside reaches of that. You're talking about getting the football to about the 23 to try a 40-yarder. So there's still much work to be done.
My guess is that Wayne Hutchinson's not thinking field goal. They haven't kicked a ton of field goals this year. My guess is he's thinking touchdown and thinking, can we find a way? What's our best play to pick up a chunk? If you've got something in the bag of tricks, now might be the time to do it. You see Clay Whitfield, who's been an explosive playmaker for this ball club.
You mentioned earlier, Ganado has the ball to start the second half, so if Stamford can find points here before halftime, that would be rather important. There you see the field goal range line on your screen. 8 seconds to work with. They did put 1 second back on. Duran's going to heave for it all. Center of the field. Intercepted by Hayden.
And the first half ends like it started on a Kane Hayden interception. Terrific play from the senior to track this ball down. They're looking down the seam.
That is the end of the first half.
For Braden Jimenez. He's not it. Instead, he finds Kane Hayden for his second interception of the first half. One more look. Great over-the-shoulder catch. That's tougher than it looks. Yeah. That's tougher than it looks. But a terrific play for the senior safety. And Ganado, in their first ever title game, is going to go to half with a lead and get in the ball.
Who would handle the stage best? It's always a question at the 2A ranks. Ganado, first time here, handling it quite well. And their head coach, Josh Irvin, is standing by with CT Steckel.
All right, Mike, thanks, Coach Bryce Ullman. A passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, a huge hit on special teams coverage. How would you assess his play in the first 24?
He's done pretty good. There's some things we got to clean up at halftime. We're going to have to play a better second half to finish the game.
Defensively, really playing well in the front seven. Gave up the one big chunk play. What's the key in the final 24 to get it done on that side of the football?
Just trust our keys. Trust our keys, play assignment football, and be physical.
All right, Coach, good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mike, back to you.
CT, thanks. Before we hit a break, they are taking a peek at that last play.
I think they want to see if there's 1 second left. Neither team has left the field, but it looks like in the replays that we're seeing, as everybody's looking up at the big shiny video board, is that there might be 1 second left, and it might be Ganado ball on like the 2-yard line. I would expect that Ganado doesn't want to get too cute here. Probably like a quarterback sneak. But I wonder if they're going to put a second or two back on the clock.
It looks like they're going to put 2 seconds on the clock. And I feel like that actually is benefit Stamford.
There are 2 seconds left on the clock after the interception. It's first down Ganado at the 2-yard line.
The big loser in that play
Please place 2 seconds on the game
is
clock.
the Ganado band, which is now down on the sideline and trying to work around them. They're about to play a state championship. They're about to play at halftime of a state championship. And the Ganado band is now just kind of hanging out. There's a xylophone down there.
Trudging their way back toward the end zone. All right, fine. We'll wait a couple more seconds.
I mean, it's worth mentioning, like the state championship stage, obviously we're focused on the football. There's the Ganado band. This is a big moment for the bands, for the cheerleaders, for the drill teams. Like, what an event this is for an opportunity to do this on the big stage and have that opportunity to play in front of a huge crowd here. Really, really nice crowd that's filed in here to AT&T Stadium. But it's a fun event. They'll just have to wait 2 seconds longer.
Mandy Keene's Pride of the Tribe marching band says, okay, fine, we'll wait one more play. I feel like if you're Stamford, come after this with everything you've got.
Yeah.
It is at the 2, not at the 1, so that gives them a little bit of breathing room for Ullman to just fall his way forward. And now the second quarter has come to a close. 14-7 Ganado with the lead. Defensively and special teams setting up their 2 scores. And the Indians lead by a touchdown at the break. Back at AT&T Stadium, third quarter on deck in the 2A Division I State Championship game. Mike Leslie, Greg Tepper back with you here in the broadcast booth. 14-7 in favor of Ganado, and Bryce Ullman has been key.
They're building the whole plane out of Bryce Ullman, basically. He's already at 7 rushing attempts in the first half, and you're thinking, well, what's the big deal? Well, his season high in a game is 10, okay? He doesn't run the ball that much, but they have found something that works, and then when they've asked him to throw, he has been slippery in the pocket and then has come up with big-time throws, including this touchdown pass to Allison Pena on time when it matters most. When they've asked him to come up with plays, he's done it. On the other side for Stamford, the star of the show has been Braden Jimenez. They're their outstanding wide receiver. Their #1 target, has 6 catches on the game, and he has really been their big play guy. They have not been able to get the running game going with Caston Vega like we thought they would. So as a result, they've had to take to the air, and including the big touchdown pass here, he has been key to their success.
You mentioned only the one game where he had 10 rushing attempts, Bryce Ullman. There are far more games where he had 1 attempt. This is not normal for Bryce Ullman. C.T. Steckel standing by on the sidelines with Wes Hutchinson.
All right, Coach, thanks. Just 52 rushing yards in the first half. How do you establish more momentum on the ground here in the final 24?
Yeah, that's something we talked about at halftime. We're only getting 1 or 2 yards on first down. We need to get a little bit more so we can get in offensive rhythm. We got to do a better job of keeping those overhangs from playing outside and inside. And right now they're kicking our tail on the perimeter. So this second half, we're going to try to get in our short passing game and hopefully get those guys back in the box when we run our perimeter game. And then if our offensive line's getting a good push up front, we're just not getting that 4 and 5 yards that we usually get. And then we got to get our defense off the field. Our defense has played tremendous considering how we've done offense. So if we can keep them off the field and we can get in a rhythm offensively, I think we can have a good half.
All right, Coach, good luck.
All right, thanks.
Mike, back to you.
Wayne Hutchinson,
okay,
the head coach of the Stamford Bulldogs. Wes is on the offensive coordinator. Wayne Hutchinson back at the helm for Stamford. Maybe waiting to pass off the job to his son at some point.
It's an easy mistake to make, Mark.
Stamford will kick it away. Whitfield to send it deep as Ganado will start the second half with the football. Short kick, Luke Burris from his own 29. And he's out close to the 40. Good starting field position here in the second half for Ganado.
Let's take a look at our jack-of-the-box first half stats here, and a couple of critical numbers here. Specifically, the 2 scoring drives for Ganado have both been on short drives. They did have the 1 drive that was better than those 2 drives, longer, but it stalled out in the red zone. They have had 2 short fields, and they have cashed in on an interception and a great punt return. That's been the difference in this ballgame, essentially.
Kane Hayden with the early pick. Logan Burris with the punt return that he brought back to the 19. They've turned both of those into 7 points. Can anybody drive the football in this game? Stamford, their 1 touchdown did come on a long drive, 12-play, 70-yard drive. Other than that, they have hardly moved the football at all. So we'll see if this remains a defensive football game in the second half. They start with the swing pass here to Burris, another screen. They're going to run a lot of these today. We told you that earlier. Tegan Pimpton with the tackle after he picked up 7.
You see the numbers there from Bryce Ullman, and again, not going to blow you away, but at the same time, he's been super effective, and he hasn't made the big mistake. He's kept the ball safe, and he's made good reads, and that's really what Josh Irvin needs from his QB1.
The turnover battle certainly so far has been won by Ganado. 2nd and 3, another screen. They read it well, and it's picked. Kenai Whitfield with the interception. Back inside the 20. You throw that many screens, they're going to see one coming eventually. What a play by the sophomore.
That is box office stuff from Kenai Whitfield. Reads it, reacts, and just beats his man to the spot. What an unbelievable play from the sophomore. Wow, that's the kind of play we're used to seeing, like, the other guys who play on this field on Sundays make. An unbelievable read from the sophomore.
Kenai Whitfield playing defense more because of the injury to Fox, steps up and makes a massive play. And now the run here by Vega gets them to the 12. The entire tenor of the stadium just changed on one play.
That is depending on how this finishes, that could be the biggest play of the ball game. That is an unbelievable individual effort from Kenai Whitfield.
His brother Clay Whitfield with the carry. Forward.
And that's where he's been most effective. When he's been most effective is essentially on designed quarterback runs. You know, this is a big offensive line, and it's a kind of smallish quarterback, so sometimes you can hide behind those guys a little bit, and he's been effective in doing that. The big hog mollies up front, getting out there and plowing the road for their diminutive senior quarterback.
First and goal at the 6. Whitfield breaks the first tackle. Cannot get out the back door. He was able to make Logan Burris miss, but eventually taken down, a loss of 2 on the play.
Calling the name of Kane Hayden again. He's already got the 2 interceptions. And now just tracking down everybody in Clay Whitfield. This has been a sure tackling ball game. These 2 defenses, hang this in the Louvre. These 2 defenses have been lights out today.
Both defenses on the year coming in had given up 155 points, just 10.3 a game. Vega hunting the goal line, pushes forward to the 2.
That feels like the best burst we've seen from Caston Vega. We know he's working through, let's call it a hamstring issue, but that second effort, that's what we're so used to seeing. And I got to be honest, it's 3rd and goal at the 2. If you're Wayne Hutchinson, I think you probably got 2 plays from here.
It'll be Vega again. Lunging inside the 1, but short. Landon Hicks with the stop. It's 4th and goal. Call it 4th and 2 feet.
Oh, I love Texas high school football. How's this for drama? They stand him up right there. Spectacular tackle there from Landon Hicks, their leading tackler. And they're going to keep the offense on the field.
Fourth and goal. Vega is in. Touchdown, Stamford.
Viva Caston Vega. He gets his 32nd rushing touchdown of the game, of the season rather, and it is a big one. Follows his blockers here. I'm not sure if he needed 3 yards if he would have gotten it, but he only needed the 1. And Stamford, an extra point away from knotting it up.
The extra point from Whitfield, dicey but through. And we are knotted up at 14 apiece. The interception by Kenai Whitfield leads to the touchdown run from Vega. 32 on the year, and it's 14 all.
Back here, 14-14 between Ganado and Stamford, and they've both gone about their scoring to open the halves in a similar way. There, you see the interception there for Ganado setting up the touchdown run, and then, similar to open the second half, an unbelievable play by Kenai Whitfield to pick it off and set up Stamford in short position. And on 4th down, Caston Vega plows in for the score. And it's been tough sledding. It's a field position ball game, and Stamford ties it up because of a terrific defensive play and some hard-charging running.
Kane Hayden had the early pick that led to the Bryce Allman touchdown run. Now Stamford responds in kind. The pick by Whitfield, the touchdown run by Vega. 14 all in the second half, just as we thought this game would be. Kickoff dicey here, and that's going to stay in bounds. That is trouble for Logan Burris, and he's got nowhere to go. Taken down at the 5.
Mike Leslie, we just got done talking about how this game has been all about field position here, and it just kind of dies on the 1 yard line. Logan Burris basically has no choice. He can't risk it. He has to pick it up. But because of that kickoff, now Ganado starts way backed up in their own end. And for Stamford, their field leverage in this second half so far has been basically perfect.
Vince Sablatoro was the one there to make the tackle on Burris, and they start at their own 5-yard line. Polar opposite of how the first half began. The second half, Stamford has had the benefit of it all. Can their defense now bow up and get a stop? They'll send Ullman to the air, over the middle, right on the money for Hayden. First down outside the 20. 19 yards on the pickup.
Boy, they send a blitzer, and Bryce Ullman stares him down and fires a strike when they needed it most, backed up in their own end. What a huge conversion from the senior.
Burris taken down. Aiden Martinez, the tackle for loss. His 10th of the year, a loss of 4.
The big fella, 5'11", 230, wrangling him around. Big play from Aiden Martinez from his end spot. Another one of these seniors that's so important to this defense.
My man looks a couple burgers bigger than 230, doesn't he?
I'm just reading the roster, Mike.
No, I'm with you. It's what I got too, but I don't know. I trust that one. Second down and 14 after the loss of 4. Ullman near side. Timing route complete to Pena. Picks up a dozen and little extra, but no laundry on the field. Kenai Whitfield pushed him out of bounds.
It's another timing route. You know, we saw Ganado at 7-on-7. They don't always compete in 7-on-7, but they have under Josh Irvin. That's basically a route they've been running since like March, basically. And yeah, you know, there was a little bit extra there, but that's the first time we've seen it. I think that's a good call, no call from the officials.
Yeah.
Be like, listen, don't do it again. Kind of a verbal warning type thing. This hasn't been that kind of chippy game you need to control.
It was Caden Marino that was the one who came in at the end and had a little extra. Ullman has the first down and then some. His 8th carry of the day out across the 40.
And when they've needed it, their money play has been Bryce Ullman tucking and running. They're a designed run off the right side behind big Luke Green. Seals the edge and has some blockers out in front. This is an important kind of reestablishing drive here for Ganado to say, yeah, we do have something. Yeah, we got picked off here to open the quarter, but we're ready to roll.
To the air again, all day for Ullman to fire deep. Good coverage by Caden Marino.
So what's interesting here is you have seen, as you see, great coverage there from Moreno from his bandit position. They're step for step. They're just hand fighting. Good, clean football. But you have seen Stamford blitzing a lot more than they normally do. They will trust their scheme more than they will send numbers. But I wonder if that's the kind of adjustment that they made in the second half to say, you know what, that's what's going to push over the finish line.
Pressure coming off the edge. They pick it up well. Ullman right on the money again over the middle. Luke Burris and another first down. Bryce Ullman is feeling it when he's got time in the pocket.
And it's a great pocket. They pick up the rush, give him a clean pocket, an opportunity to throw, and that's a pretty ball right down the pipe. Hits the senior Luke Burris. They are deep at the receiver spot as he's going to get tended to.
Quick check of that left pinky, it looks like. Melissa Wright, Phil Felton, the training staff for Ganado, making sure Luke Burris is okay. Hand off to his cousin, Logan. Hops across the 30-yard line with another first down.
Okay, starting to get cooking there. Great block on the outside by Luke Green, the right tackle, to spring him. And suddenly, by far the best drive for any team in this ballgame so far.
Down to the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. Morris again. Lowers his shoulder into a couple of tacklers.
They feel like they can have some success off the right side. It's all been coming right. They've all been going behind David Almeida, the right guard, and Luke Green, the right tackle. And Josh Irvin feels like, you know, look, offense, like the running game is going, the passing game is going. This is the offense kind of blooming here as we wind down the 3rd quarter.
9th play of the drive, 68 yards already on the possession for Ganado. Burris again on the handoff. 1st down inside the red zone.
And once again to the right side, they're just rolling by. They must have a matchup that they like, and a great block by center Carter Kovar. He's the leader of the offensive line. Gets up that 2nd level and seals it off for Logan Burris, and from a drive that started at the 5-yard line, now knocking on the door.
Stamford's defense in the red zone in these playoffs has been very good. Big red zone, goal-to-go stands against Post and Hamilton. They're backed up against the wall right now. 1st and goal for Ganado at the 16. Can they come up with another stand? They show pressure, they back off, end zone shot. What a throw! Ullman to Hayden again for the touchdown.
Boy, Bryce Ullman, tell us how you really feel. Look at all the defenders. Look at all the blue jerseys around him. There's one spot to put it, and Bryce Ullman drops it in the bucket. Touchdown, Indians.
15 yards on the hookup, and Ullman and Hayden give Ganado the lead back. 3:26 in the 3rd. What a throw. Rodriguez with the PAT. 21-14 Ganado. They started at their own 5-yard line. No matter in the end zone.
Ganado grabs the lead again on a sensational drive. 10 plays, 95 yards over a pretty crisp 4:25. The Jack-in-the-Box scoring drive capped off by that touchdown pass to Kane Hayden from Bryce Ullman, and that's been a hookup that's been working. And boy, Bryce Ullman, that was as impressive a drive as you will see at the 2A level from a quarterback. Running it, throwing it. They set numbers at him. They're trying to mix up coverages, and in the end, he's coming up with the big plays when it matters most.
Hayden on the day, 4 receptions, 67 yards, and the pair of touchdowns. And Ganado is back in front. Short kickoff from the 19, bobbled by Jimenez, but able to work his way out across the 30-yard line. Let's head down to CT on the sideline.
Well, guys, Caston Vega plays with all heart, and boy, does he pack a punch at just 5'10" and 170 pounds. But his character leads the way. Get this, he is a youth minister for his local church in the community, making a difference on and off the field. And get this, when superstar Drew Falks had season-ending surgery, Vega went to head coach Wayne Hutchinson and asked if he could wear Falks' number 4 jersey to honor his teammate. And of course, the answer was yes. Caston Vega, guys, leaving his mark on Stamford, one play and one person at a time.
There you see Caston Vega wearing the number 4 he wore it in the regional final and in the state semifinal. And I talked with Drew Falks before the game about what that meant to him. And he said, listen, it's a sign of respect. It really meant a lot to him that Caston was willing to do that, to shed his own number how much is the number part of your personality for these kids? And he said, I'm going to wear my buddy's number for a couple games.
And especially when you're a star like Caston Vega.
He gets the handoff again, nowhere to go for number 10. It's going to be 3rd down and 8. Yeah, if you go to a Stamford football game, you know, hey, where's number 10?
Yeah.
You got to find number 10. Every coach knows, hey, where's number 10? And he shows up wearing number 4.
I talked with a coach who played Stamford earlier this year, and he, of course, lavished praise on Caston Vega. And then he told me, I wish he was a worse kid so I could hate him. But he's just a great guy. He's always super respectful, came and shook our hands. I wish he were worse.
What will they do here on 3rd and 8? Duran, screen pass, nearly picked off. Logan Burris had it in his hands.
Oh, and Logan Burris had nothing but wide open spaces in front of him. We almost saw our 2nd intercepted screen pass of the first half just through his hands. They'll have to settle for a 3 and out, but it could have been so much more.
Kane Hayden's watching from behind going, go! Oh, man, you got to squeeze it first.
You know, it's funny, I would say that's why he plays defense, but he doesn't just play defense.
Flags here prior to the snap. It's going to be another delay of game.
False start.
Oh, no.
Number 11, offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
My apologies. I jumped the gun on Nelson Barnes. False start, not a delay of game on Stamford. Probably just as frustrating for Wayne Hutchinson.
Yeah, and this is now in a really interesting spot here for Ganado. Up a score with the ball coming off of clearly your best drive of the game.
Probably have good field position again as Burris takes it from his own 41. Burris already did 1 today. Pushed out of bounds at the 34. Another nice return from Logan Burris. 27 yards.
Logan Burris may not have gotten the pick 6, but he comes up with a huge punt return to make this basically a net 5-yard punt. Just an unbelievable burst here from the sophomore. Great blocking on the outside and another advantageous field possession.
So they take over at the 34, and Burris will get the carry on the first play of the possession, carried for a couple of yards. Luke Green carrying him forward, the right tackle. What could have been a 2-yard gain is a 5-yard pickup.
Yep. Watch the right tackle there, Luke Green. Pick him up, be like, you're coming with me. Let's get moving. He's going to fall into his arms, just dragging him forward. That's a good teammate. I'm going to hurl you forward.
Logan Burris, 5'9", 151, and Luke Green just power cleaned him to the 29-yard line.
It looks like Case Beeson, their outstanding edge rusher, they call it ghost position, shaken up a little bit. Hope he's able to come back in quickly.
We have already seen Ganado score on 14-yard and 19-yard touchdown drives. They took this one over at the 33. Once again in Stamford territory. 2nd and 6, Burris. Good blocking on the outside, and he's got the first down.
Logan Burris runs through an arm tackle here.
Maybe a hair shy.
Charging forward. Watch this. I mean, they are striking each other out there. It's taken an entire pack of Bulldogs to bring down the sophomore.
They do mark him just a hair shy of the line to gain. Final 30 seconds of the 3rd quarter. Burris made the first man miss. It's going to depend on the spot on the near sideline. First down.
Yeah, may have only gone for 1.5 yards, but he earned every inch of it. Watch this. Stamford does a great job stringing it out, but Logan Burris eventually has to turn it upfield, reaches the ball out, and gets the first down. He's found another gear in the second half. He was bottled up largely in the first half, but the second half he has put it into third gear.
He made Aiden Martinez miss on the third down carry. Now Ganado's going to burn their first time out of the second half here, late in this third quarter. Something that Josh Irvin didn't like.
Must not have had the personnel that he wanted out there. Just having a chat with Luke Burris, his senior wide receiver.
Now we saw Stamford come up with a defensive stop as we take a look at what's coming up later on today. Gunner Woodville 3AD2, Malakoff Columbus 3AD1, and 3 and 7 today here at AT&T Stadium. Day number 2 of the Texas High School Football State Championship games. Stanford made that stop when they were down 14-7, got the 4th down stop of Ganado. That's the only time where we've really seen a position where the team in this game has had a chance to take a 2-score lead. And Stanford again finds themselves back against the wall.
Needing to bow their neck because, like, I'm just counting possessions at this point. These are, like, we think about it, these have been 5-minute possessions. So how many times is Stanford going to get the ball again?
Maybe only twice. 1st and 10 at the 22. Ullman, play action. Low, but, incomplete. It looked like Luke Burris had made the catch. He got hit hard at the end of that play and spun around on the turf. The ball came out. It is incomplete and will be 2nd and 10, and everybody's got eyes on Luke Burris.
Ball is thrown a little bit low. He's unable to get it, and there, leading with the shoulder, is Braden Jimenez. The crowd doesn't like it. It's a big hit. Crowd wants an unnecessary roughness penalty. I don't think it's coming. Although Josh Irvin's very hot on the sideline. He's going to bang a timeout here too. He's furious. I think he wants a look for targeting. Let's take another look.
The targeting aspect of it is hard because he's on the ground.
Yeah. And
it's not like he's standing up and you're coming through at eye level with this hit.
Right, it's an unusual hit for targeting as Braden Jimenez kind of goes low. I don't think that there's intent here. I don't think he's trying to hurt anybody.
No.
I think he's trying to secure secure a tackle, and if he's down, I want to see if I can make sure, touch him down, what have you.
Well, and probably more than anything else, dislodge the football.
Absolutely, and I think that, it looks like, I'm glad to see that Luke Burris appears to be all smiles, appears to be okay. Might not want to see a replay of it, but
he did get crunched by Jimenez. There is no penalty coming, despite the protestations of Josh Irvin. And it's going to be 2nd and 10 with 10 seconds left here in this third quarter. They use 2 timeouts, though, here in this final 30 seconds of the third. Burris for 4. And that will end the period. 21-14, Ganado with the lead heading to the 4th. Indians with the lead and looking for more. Some old school news clippings for you. 1955, Gordon Wood and the Stamford Bulldogs. 1955 champs. Couple of early fumbles. They cashed them in for 3 touchdowns. 34-7 the final as they beat Hillsborough, finishing that season a perfect 15-0. Looking for their 6th championship today. 3rd under head coach Wayne Hutchinson, who won a pair back in 2012 and 2013, but they have work to do here to start the 4th. 3rd and 6 for Ganado in the red zone. Up the middle, Burris taken down Hernandez and Vega combining for the tackle. It's going to be 4th down and 4.
So here's an interesting call. Do they go to Joe Rodriguez, their kicker? It's a 33-ish yard field goal here. And Josh Irvin's talking to his kicker right now, and they're sending him out.
Ooh, late in the play clock here.
He had he was standing there. He walked over to his kicker, number 4, and said, I don't know what he said, but I bet it was like, you got this? It's a big kick.
He told us earlier this week that Rodriguez hit a 50-yarder in a scrimmage. Said they'll only realistically try from 35 or so. This is 33 on the right hash. Pulled it. Wide left and no good, and it will stay a 1-score game with 11:11 to play in the 4th.
He had the distance, he had the leg. You can see it, he just hooked it a little bit. And Stamford escapes. Another situation where they had their backs against the wall. They've survived. On to the next one now. Stamford takes over the ball 80 yards away from a tying touchdown.
Clay Whitfield made sure that Joe Rodriguez knew, thumbs down. Yeah, that didn't go through. 1st and 10 at the 20. Stamford takes over. Duran in and out of the hands of Jimenez to start the possession.
It's the first time we've seen them be able to get numbers on the outside, really. They had Jimenez singled up on the outside, and instead, he's unable to come up with the play. Austin Pena, spectacular coverage there. Throws a little high for him. Now at 11 minutes, getting late early.
Nowhere to go at all for Caston Vega. Vince Sablatoro with the tackle for loss, one of the best running backs in the state in the 2A level. Vega has been canceled out today by this Ganado defense.
You're exactly right. That's the name of the game here. The name of the game is that Stamford has 70 yards rushing. That's the ball game here. If they're able to run the ball for even twice that, like 140, they're probably winning this ball game. But the Ganado front has been up to the challenge when they are undersized, mind you, in the trenches.
Vega, 12 carries, 26 yards. He does have the 1 touchdown run. But they have not been able to create the running lanes for him. They set up the screen here. They've got some numbers on the outside. Jimenez trying to break that last tackle of Pena. Drags him to the 28-yard line, but it's going to be 4th down and about 3.
You can see the Ford leaderboard here as the Stamford has been essentially bottled up from their big plays. You know, Braden Jimenez is the guy who averages a quarter of the field every time he catches the ball. He's now, that average is going to go down now after that catch. And then Clay Whitfield's been essentially a non-factor. And then, of course, Falks is out for the year with an injury. This Ganado defense has been up to the challenge.
They're forced to punt. They fake it. Jimenez has the 1st down and then some, out across the 40. And a flag at the end of the play as well. Burris, the one who delivered the late hit, a pickup of 16 from Braden Jimenez.
Wow, what a gutsy call. Because here's the thing, if you don't pick that up, and Ganado gets the ball at the 30,
yeah,
considering what they've done on short fields, might be church. What a call.
Nelson Barnes.
After the play, we have a late hit out of bounds, personal foul, number 9 on the defense. We also have a foul, unsportsmanlike conduct, late hit, number 2 on the offense. Those fouls will offset by distance, 1st down.
Number 2 on the offense is Christian Duran, the quarterback. We'll watch this late sequence. It was number 2, Burris, who actually delivered the hit. They called it on 9, Courtright.
He's probably out of bounds. It's probably the right call there. I did not get eyes on the
Stamford
penalty, which on number 2, Christian Duran.
I wonder if maybe they had the numbers flip-flopped, and maybe it was Mason Alvarado, 9 from Stamford. that was the offending party for the Bulldogs. Either way, it's 1st and 10 at the 43 as Clay Whitfield carries for a yard. But a huge fake punt by Braden Jimenez, the punter. That's the benefit of having one of your star players as also your punter. And Wayne Hutchinson's team picks up a critical 4th down.
They rolled dice, and it comes up where they needed to. But here's the thing. You still got to solve the problem of this Ganado defense. You still now you don't have to go 80 yards, you just have to go 60. But this Ganado defense seems to be tightening the vice grip.
Duran will take off and run for it. Christian Duran's got the 1st down into Ganado territory.
Once again, Ganado drops into coverage, and it's great protection for Duran, who finally just says, you know what, I'll just take it and run. Takes a lick. They are hitting out there, but it's a 1st down, and I wonder if they're going to start doing that more simply because they're having better success in trying to attack this secondary.
Vega with the handoff here, trying to get to the outside, put his hand in the turf, but he's undercut by Allman. A loss of a yard on the play.
It's wild to say that Stamford is essentially surviving on pass plays right now.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's their quarterback running and scrambling, or whether it's hitting some of the big plays, like the passing touchdown we saw earlier. For a team that has run the ball like crazy this season, that faucet has been turned off by this Ganado defense.
A team that averages 275 rushing yards per game, 5 rushing touchdowns per game this year, 28 carries for 97 yards. 2nd and 11 over the middle, knocked down. Landon Hicks batted it to the turf. I'm surprised he didn't intercept it.
Good read, well scouted. Does he get 2 hands on it? He does. Well, 1.5. He'll want it back, but it's a great defensive play from this junior middle linebacker. Could have come up with his 2nd interception of the year, but instead brings up a 3rd and 11 here for Stamford, who, again, probably got 2 downs to get 11 yards.
Caston Vega has struggled today. What's the answer here? 3rd and 11. Duran trying to follow blockers, strung to the sideline and taken down. Pena there to throw him out of bounds. It's 4th down.
They run the quarterback like sweep to the short side of the field, to the boundary side, and Ganado just does a fantastic job of stringing it out, and the fans from Jackson County understand the stakes here.
4th and a baker's dozen. They've got to get to the 34 to move the chains. Duran to roll near side. Fires deep, has a man back there. It's caught. Inside the 10, Alec Hernandez hauls it in. 1st and goal, Stamford, 41 yards.
Christian Duran, are you serious right now? What a ball. There's a flag down.
There is a flag at the 45.
On the offense, quarterback was past the line.
Oh, my.
Oh, wow. He was past the line of scrimmage.
Oh, my. The line of scrimmage was the 47.
And remember, he has to be entirely, his whole body has to be past the 47.
Previous play is under review.
He runs a mile to get out to the boundary. Check the 47. Oh, no.
That's going to be good.
Well behind.
No question about it. He was at the 48.
Yeah, he's not just behind, he is comfortably behind.
You're going to see Wayne Hutchinson's reaction. He already knows we're good. That's going to be 1st and goal, Stamford.
And so now I can say, what a ball from Christian Duran. Are you kidding me? That is an unbelievable throw considering the circumstances, and a great route from Alec Hernandez. The biggest catch of his career. Watch how far he runs. He runs all the way across the field, and on the run, loads up behind the line of scrimmage,
Yeah, no question about it.
After further review, the quarterback was behind the line of scrimmage. First down at the 6-yard line. There is no foul.
Good call by this officiating crew to get it right. You know, we talk with officials. I've asked them, I'm like, does the replay bother you? Like, because, you know, you're overturning a call. You're being told that you were wrong. And they said, no, our job is to get it right.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. And that's what we want. There's no pride tied up in it. So I think that's good use of the replay here.
And a good job by Nelson Barnes and his Waco chapter crew of making sure that you get it right. I get why the flag was thrown given where he was on the field and the proximity to the line of scrimmage, but ultimately, you got to get it right, and they do, and it's 1st and goal. Vega with the handoff, already with 1 touchdown run on the day. Pushes forward for maybe a yard.
So last year, we did the 2A Division I state championship game. It was Terry Bussey taking over against Toller.
Yes, it was.
And that was a lot of fun, and I don't want to give that away. It's a lot of fun to do that. Partner, I'm having some fun with this one, too. This has been spectacular football. Well played, just well coached.
2 really, really good defenses that have made play after play today, but getting tested by terrific offenses. And Stamford, a score down, 2nd and goal. Vega surges in for the touchdown. Stamford an extra point away from tying the game.
He's been bottled up all game, but when it matters most, you go to the one who brought you here. Caston Vega dives in, and Stamford an extra point away from drawing even.
Crucial PAT here. Up and through from Clay Whitfield. 21-21. The trophy awaiting someone.
And here's a look at our Uber Teen Accounts fan sections. Boy, they have come out in droves from Jones County, from Jackson County. Stamford back into a title game. Ganado, it's all new to them. And they have shown up in Arlington. That is for darn sure.
These 2 teams have shown up as well, and what a drive from the Stamford Bulldogs. The fake punt by Jimenez, the 4th down throw by Duran to Alec Hernandez. They started at their own 20. They drive all the way down the field and tie the game at 21. Pena from his own 11, out across the 30 to the 31. And that's where Ganado will take over with 5:49 to play.
If you're just joining us, the Texas Farm Bureau Insurance game summary, your friends texted you and said, turn on the network. You've missed a good one. Kane Hayden's come up with big plays on offense and on defense. Caston Vega's got those 2 short rushing touchdowns, playing on what may be a bum hamstring. But on 3rd downs, Ganado's been money, and Stamford has had to work for it. But Stamford has also converted a number of 4th downs, which is why we're knotted up here with less than 6 minutes to go.
It is always a good day when you can say the phrase tied in the 4th. Pressure coming off the edge, free play. Ullman pressured. Comes to the near side. Will be taken down. This is all going to come back. It's going to be an offside as Clay Whitfield was ready to blitz and came a half a beat early.
Yeah, he was very clearly offsides. That didn't stop me from gasping when the ball came out. We're on edge around here.
2 fouls on the play. But offsides on the defense, number 7. We have holding, number 60 on the offense. Those penalties offset. Replay 1st down.
So it's like it never happened, and it will be 1st and 10 again at the 31.
Can't tell that to my blood pressure, though. It happened. The stakes, there's a clear electricity in here. It is washing over people. They're 6 minutes away from someone being crowned champion.
Fans for the 3A game starting to pour in for that and realizing, oh, wow, we got a heck of a football game on our hands. 21-all as Burris carries here on the 2nd try at 1st and 10. Picks up 3 on the play. Caston Vega, for as much as he was bottled up for most of this game one, does have the 2 touchdown runs for Stamford, and he's been terrific defensively.
He has not been impacted by on the defensive side. He has been everywhere, as advertised. At the linebacker spot is Caston Vega, the leader and the captain of this ball club.
Ganado with only 1 timeout remaining. They burned those 2 late in the 3rd quarter. Throw far side. What a throw once again by Bryce Ullman. He's been terrific today. And it's Hayden again on the receiving end, right at the midfield strike.
Look, that's just chemistry. That is just knowing where the ball is going to be and when. That is trusting your guy to win his route. That's just textbook stuff. That is good stuff from Austin Pena. What a grab, or rather from their wide receiver who comes up with a big play, Kane Hayden.
You can't do it any better than that. Logan Burris lost his footing. Loss of a yard on the play as he tried to evade Alec Hernandez. Ullman and Hayden, though, today has been outstanding.
He's been incredible. He has been really exceptional all game long, and their #1 receiver. He is not the guy who is going to kind of jump off the page at you as far as the size is concerned, but his ability and his awareness in this game has been spectacular.
Veteran kid, though, the one of this whole group. A lot of these guys have been playing for a long time. He's the 1 4-year starter of the bunch. They'll swing it far side, this time to Pena. Give him 6 on the play. Vega again with the tackle. It's going to be 3rd down and about 4.
That's been their money play, is those screen passes. Their screen game is excellent, and Stamford they've gotten beaten a couple times, but they've been able to bottle it up for the most part. But a big 3rd and 4, do they go back to it?
They have to get to the 40 to move the chains. Burris, right guard, 1st down. Following David Almeida through the hole inside the 40.
That's where they've had their best success, is off that right side. Following those big hog mollies up front. Left tackle Aiden Tudyk came up limping a little bit.
Josh Irvin told us about David Almeida. This is his 1st year on varsity as a senior. He said he came to him before the season, said he's going to work hard to earn that starting spot. Is taken down in the backfield is Ullman. Vega there for the sack. A loss of 6 on the play. Tegan Pimpton also in on the sack.
I wonder if they're trying to set up some sort of screen there or short play, but the protection broke down in a way that we simply have not seen today, leading to a big sack, crunching sack.
2.5 minutes to play, 2nd and 16. Does Wayne Hutchinson start to consider his 3 timeouts and how to use them? Well protected this time is Ullman, complete over the middle again to Hayden. 1st down. 19 on 2nd and 16.
When he's got time to throw, he is aces. And Bryce Ullman, another strike and a great route there. Snapping it off is Kane Hayden. He has been the man today.
1st and 10 at the 24. Burris with 2 minutes to play. Number 2 breaking into the 2nd level, and he's got the 1st down at the 13.
Logan Burris is loose, starting to gash them. Into the 2nd level, a shoestring tackle is all that kept this game tied. Now 105 seconds to a title.
We saw a late score last night from Munster to win 2A Division 2. Burris bottled up. A loss of 2 on the play. Diego Cantu with the tackle.
Big Diego Cantu. The big fellas getting in on the action there. Big stop, and Clock's ticking down. Remember, we've already seen kicker Joe Rodriguez hook one from about 33. Right here, it would go down as about a 32-yard field.
Yep. 1 minute to play. On the direct snap to Burris, still surging forward inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Helmet came off of Burris. He's going to have to come off for a play.
You see this time, they essentially swap Logan Burris and Bryce Ullman, snap it directly to the sophomore who plunges forward, not risking an exchange here. It's interesting. Ullman, you know, Coach Josh Irvin obviously would take a touchdown here, but they're in an interesting spot where maybe you don't hurry up as much, knowing if you trust your kicker.
Yeah. 3rd down and 5. Burris has to come off for a
38
play.
seconds on the game clock.
And there's a 10-second runoff here, and Josh Irvin could have taken a timeout to elect not to.
Yes.
Which makes me think he's like, we want to score in 1 second here. We want this to be the last possession of the ball game.
And I think Nelson Barnes, our crew chief today, told him, hey, 2's going to have to come off. Do you want to use your last timeout to bring him back on the
Please
field?
place 38 seconds on the game clock.
And he decided, we're good. They're going to roll with 3rd and 5 and bring Vince Sablatura on the field. They have to get to the 3 for a 1st down. They drew him offside. Sablatura surges forward. No flag down. Did he not quite cross the line? Okay.
I do not see a flag.
I don't see a flag.
They're marking 4th down. I thought he was clearly in the neutral zone. That is not a reviewable play, but they're going to run this thing down. Josh Irvin standing next to the official to call his final timeout.
2 seconds on the clock. 4th down and 1. Ganado, a field goal attempt from Joe Rodriguez away from a championship. Their first trip to AT&T Stadium. Man, let's just hope these 2 games are as good as what we have seen so far in 2A.
Yeah, you got a lot to live up to, 3A.
Let's see what you got.
Your
Gunner
turn.
and Woodville on deck. Malakoff, Columbus, the nightcap tonight. Let's just, I know both the 6-man games were 45s. Let's just make all the 11-man games look like this.
Well,
can we please?
We're 2 for 2, and
Man,
we're 2 seconds away from a team winning their first state championship ever, or from overtime. And if you're not into this, we can't be friends. Lose my number.
the ball sits at the 4-yard line. Joe Rodriguez, the senior kicker, missed from 33 earlier. This one will be from 22. The snap from Luke Reed. Kane Hayden to hold. And now Wayne Hutchinson will use the first of his 3 timeouts to give Joe Rodriguez just a little longer to think about the biggest kick of his life.
I will tell you this. If you're interested in sitting on either of these sidelines, good seats available simply because everyone's out of their chairs. There is not a seat being utilized here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. There's a high tension here as the 2A Division I season is coming down to 1 kick in 2 seconds.
This is everything this game should have been. Ganado was the preseason #1 team in the state, coming off of that state semifinal run. Only lost to the eventual champions. Timpson brought back 17 of the 20 kids that were on the roster a year ago. 8 offensive starters, 10 defensive starters. Only lost the 1 game against a top 10 ranked team in the state in 3A Division II. East Bernard back in September. Stamford finished the year #1 in 2A Division I. This was the collision course we were always on. Rodriguez for the championship. Wide left, no good. To overtime we go.
Oh, he hooked it. He just wrapped his foot around it a little too much. It's on the left hash. It's a tough kick. He just couldn't get it across. And now, overtime for the 2A Division I title. Josh Irvin's face says it all. So does Wayne Hutchinson's. We couldn't contain it in 48 minutes, folks. We need more.
(21-21) overtime at AT&T Stadium in the 2A Division I state championship game. Joe Rodriguez from just a little longer than an extra point, 21 yards, missed it just to the left. The laces were in toward his foot. He can't believe it.
Your heart breaks for him. Plain and simple. I mean, I know Stamford fans are happy he missed it, but your heart breaks for an outstanding player like that. Josh Irvin was the first one to console him and say, hey, we have more ball to play. This is the first state championship game to go to overtime since Katy Paetow and College Station.
Great
back
game.
in 2021. Fabulous ball.
Great football game. Here's how OT works. Same as the college ranks. You start at the 25 in overtime number 1 and number 2. OT number 2, you have to go for 2. And then starting in overtime number 3, we begin a 2-point conversion contest. You get a timeout in each overtime period. Josh Irvin and Wayne Hutchinson meeting at midfield.
The rules are that we will flip the coin. The one who wins the toss will be able to decide whether to play offense or defense first, or which end of the other option is which end of the field we will play on. That first overtime period, if you score a touchdown at the conclusion of your series, you may go for 1 or 2. If we are tied at the end of that first series and we go to a second series of overtime, then if there is a touchdown scored, you have to attempt a 2-point try. The kick for try will not count. You may kick field goals in both of the first 2 overtimes. If we get to a third overtime, we will alternate extra point tries from the 3-yard line until we have a winner. You each will have 1 timeout for each series of the overtime, and that's where we go. You visiting get to call the toss coach. Have silver dollar, have heads, have tails. Which one would you like? Call his heads. And it is tails. He won the toss, coach. Like play defense. Which end would you like to play on? All right. Ganado would be first down this way.
It is always the advantage to play defense first and know what you have to do on offense. Stamford wins the toss. Ganado on offense first, and out comes Bryce Allman and company right after driving down for what they hoped was going to be a game-winning field goal. Now they go right back to work here in OT1.
Yep, I mean, the last time we saw the Stamford, or rather the Ganado offense, it was going pretty well for them. You know, up until the final kick, it ended up that we just needed more time. Ganado's offense, though, a lot of this is going to come down, you know, we talk about this. In 2A, you got a lot of guys going both ways. This is now, let's do the tank check. What you got left of the tank, because you're going to need everything you got to win a state championship here.
Both teams with only about 35 kids on the roster. Tons of kids going both ways. 48 minutes, not enough to decide the 2A Division I state champion. Gunner and Woodville, y'all will have to wait. 1st and 10, Ganado at the 25 to start overtime number 1. Burris spinning his way inside the 20. A pickup of 6.
Logan Burris picks up where he left off in regulation, just a burst up the middle. He has had that juice here in the second half, that after being bottled up, he's had a little bit more room. Those gaps seem to have been a little bit wider, and he has made them pay.
Answering your question, saying, hey, my tank is just fine.
Yeah, I think he's doing fine.
Play action. End zone shot. In and out of the hands of Hayden. It may have been tipped on the way there.
That's the same play they scored on earlier in the game. Same route. And I believe it's Christian Duran who gets up there and just tips it away. The quarterback playing both ways. Otherwise, Ganado's got a touchdown.
Absolutely a touchdown-saving deflection by the 5'7" Christian Duran. 3rd and 4. Burris again. Surges forward inside the 15. First down at the 11.
They go back to the well. They go back to the right side. Right, David Almeida has been terrific. Carter Kovar, the tackle's been, or the center's been terrific. Just plowing the holes off the right side. That's really where Ganado's made their hay.
I started saying it earlier, Almeida, the senior, first year on varsity, stated the goal that he wanted to be part of a state champion. He wanted to help this team go win state, earn the starting job at right guard. Sets up 1st and 10, leading Logan Burris. Ullman's going to keep it himself this time, out the back door. Ullman helicoptered in for the touchdown. Did he really get in?
They may look at it, but Bryce Ullman, everything he's got, will go airborne here. We'll check the mark. I don't know if the ball is across, but the ruling is on the field. Well, he might be in. Let's check. His elbow goes down there. This is going to be tough to overturn, I'll say that.
Yeah. It is incredibly close. What a job to put his hand in the turf and stay airborne for long enough until his hip hits down. The ball may have actually crossed the plane by then.
Let's check the elbow here. Still up, still up. He's down right there, but I think the ball's crossing the plane.
I don't know how they can overturn it.
I think you're exactly right. I think this may be an instance where you say the call stands is on the field.
Bryce Ullman with his 10th carry of the day. He's on 49 yards. And if it stands, that's his 2nd touchdown run of the day to go with 2 touchdown passes.
No yards tougher than these.
Shades of John Elway in the Super Bowl.
We're sitting on the Ganado side, and I will tell you that they have an opinion on the play.
It's really, it might be like right inside, like at the 1 foot line if it is short, but it is, if it is not by much.
Are you familiar with the rule of cool?
Yes, I am.
Just saying.
Man, does this ever qualify?
If it's a cool play, it should stand. All things being equal, of course. Let's get the call right.
A long look here from Nelson Barnes. It is razor thin.
After further review, the runner was down before the ball crossed the plane of the goal line. It is a first down at the half-yard line. 1st and 10, 1st and goal for Ganado.
He says the half-yard line. I'll be curious where they actually do place the football, because it looked like it may have been short, but short by 2 or 3 inches.
Oh, you can't believe it. He believes in the rule of cool. They might put this at the 1 centimeter line.
There was a certain steely-eyed, all right, fine. Let's go. Look at where that football is. Well inside the 1. Ullman. Now he's in. Touchdown, Ganado.
I'll tell you that someone else came out with the ball.
Rolling on the field is touchdown.
Luke Burris was the one who came up with the ball. The ball might have been on the ground there. For a second, Luke Burris had the ball holding it in the end zone. So it should be a touchdown, but did this ball get loose?
Oh, right from the jump. This may need another look. No, because, yeah, look at where Ken's got the football. He's down well behind the line of scrimmage.
Previous play is under review.
Luke Burris recovered it, but there's no question he's down well short of not only the line of scrimmage, but certainly the goal line. It went right through the hands of Ullman.
Dad, what'd you do at work today? Well, I gasped on live television about a football game. Look at this. That ball is loose. And, hey, what a play by Luke Burris.
Amen.
This could be disaster. And instead, worst case scenario for Stamford is that it's 2nd and goal at the 1.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. And just as evidence that nobody knew where the football was, side judge signaled touchdown. Everybody thought that it was in the hands of Bryce Ullman.
It's like
and that he was in the end zone. The only person in the stadium that knew where the football was Luke Burris.
It's like a rugby scrum where they roll the ball out there, and Luke Burris was the one with the wherewithal to grab it. But isn't this just proof, like, nothing has come easy in this game? Everything has been earned, every inch.
The only question really here is where they will spot the football.
After review, the runner's ball did not cross the line. It is 2nd down from the half-yard line.
This might be a different definition of a half-yard line.
Slightly, yes. Although looking at where they placed it, pretty close. It's back a little bit.
A couple of those pebbles they've got out there.
So 2nd and goal for Ganado. Handoff, walk-in touchdown. Logan Burris puts Ganado in front.
If you're going to stack the line, quarterback sneak didn't work, so we're going to go around the edge. And to nobody's surprise, you go to the right side, where they've been feasting. Great seal block by Luke Green. Walks in, and it took some drama, but Ganado scores in their possession.
So now
Joe
Rodriguez.
And where is his head at?
Right? A very important PAT. Calmly puts it through. Nice work, young man. 28-21. Ganado with the lead. And now Stamford's offense will take their turn. We have seen short touchdown drives all through this football game for a variety of reasons. OT starting at the 25 just feels right in these two teams' wheelhouse for the way this game was played.
The whole game has been field leverage. The whole game has been who can come up with that special teams player, that defensive play to put their team into quality field position. And now they both got great field position. Starting at the 25. And for Stamford, the advantage here and the advantage of winning that coin toss is you got 4 downs. You know exactly what you need.
Yep.
Ganado would have had to make a decision at some point. Didn't need to, but for Stamford, 2.5 yards of play will do.
Christian Duran and the Stamford Bulldogs offense. 1st and 10 at the 25. All Duran all the time. Near sideline, give him full.
That's a really smart play on 1st down, just because pick up some yardage, set yourself up so you are right in line with the chains, knowing you've got 3 more snaps here. You don't need 25 yards in one play. 4 yards is perfectly acceptable.
Whitfield in motion, 2nd and 6. Duran on the rollout. Fires, oh, that was very dangerous. Austin Pena, the closest one to it. He was looking for Whitfield, and it sailed on him.
It did sail on him, and Austin Pena was lurking. He misses Clay Whitfield just beyond everyone's reach, and an exhale from the folks dressed in blue.
They've got to get to the 15 for a first down. Quarterback draw. Duran will not get there. 4th down.
It's going to be 4th down and every bit of 4 as they stack up the quarterback draw. Outstanding play here. Running to the football is Vince Sablatura. You got to think Wayne Hutchinson might be thinking about his timeout here. Play clock's down to 10.
Long look at it, but he will use his timeout. Perhaps trying to give his team as much time as possible to catch their breath.
We all need to catch our breath because what a ball game this has been. Ganado had a chance to win it at the final gun. Field goal, hooks left. Josh Irvin can't believe it. And then drama on what should have been a no-doubter quarterback sneak. It gets fumbled, but then around the right side, Logan Burris hits pay dirt. And now Stamford facing 4th and 4. 4 yards to keep the game alive for Stamford, and 4 yards to immortality for Ganado.
For the Stamford Bulldogs, the number 4 has been one of the stories of their postseason. Drew Fox wears number 4. Got hurt in their game against Cisco, done for the year, broke his fibula. Caston Vega came on and wore his number 4 in their regional final and in the state semifinal. Back in number 10, but out on the field facing 4th and 4 for the championship. Duran rolling out, fires downfield, end zone, wide open for the touchdown. Clay Whitfield on the receiving end. Stamford an extra point away from tying it back up.
Hutchinson and Wayne Hutchinson. They fake the flood to the left, and they leak out Clay Whitfield across the grain. And what wherewithal from Christian Duran to sell it, then turn and fire to his man in the middle of the end zone. Oh, wow.
19 yards on the touchdown hookup. A crucial PAT is up and through. And we will head to overtime number 2 here in Arlington. How's your heart rate, buddy?
Oh, man. Texas high school football is just the best thing, isn't it, folks? And
there is nothing quite like Texas high school football.
Watch this play again, the touchdown. Duran moves the pocket, but then squares his shoulders and fires against the grain to Whitfield. An unbelievable route and an unbelievable throw.
Ganado is elected to play defense first in the second overtime series. First down, Stamford at 25.
No surprise there. As we mentioned before, that's the advantageous position to be in. The opportunity seesaws to Ganado. They will take defense first here in the second overtime.
And if you're Stamford, it's like now the game kind of changes a little bit, and you got to get that offense going again. Like now you've lost that 4-down advantage, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
So you've got to come up with, you've got to find a way to get ahead of the chains. First down's been kind to them, but second down and third down they've been smothered.
Second OT, you can kick a field goal, but you cannot kick a PAT. You've got to go for 2. First down handoff for Vega. Vega backing his way for 9 to start the possession. It has been a slog for Caston Vega today, but a really nice run here to start off overtime number 2.
His longest run of the game comes in a time when he absolutely needs it. When we talk about getting ahead of the chains, he picks up 9 on first down.
He'll get it again. He's got the first down. Falls backward for another couple. Bryce Ullman there to make the tackle, but it's 1st and 10 at the 13.
These teams they're gassed, man. A lot of hands on hips out there. This has been a absolute battle every snap.
70 to 80% of both of these rosters playing both ways. Special teams as well. The snap count load has built dramatically. Duran out the back door, hops his way out of bounds. Hicks with the tackle. Give him 5 on the play.
Yeah, Duran fakes it on the kind of the zone read keeper and gets to the edge. I thought he could have cut it up, but there are bigger people out there than me trying to tackle that young man. Probably made a good decision. Ended up picking up a nice chunk on first down.
5'7", $155. Wayne Hutchinson said he's tougher than a leather boot. Sets up second down, and he's going to keep it himself again. Got hammered by Sablatura. Only a yard. 3rd and 5.
Wayne Hutchinson looking on. You're going to see, again, the keep up the middle and clobbered there by Vince Sablatura from a Sam linebacker spot. Bringing up a massive 3rd and 4.
Near side, Whitfield trying to get the corner. Flag on the play, spins his way close to the line to gain. But that flag is absolutely in the neighborhood of a hold.
A couple of them came in. They might get Alec Hernandez.
Holding, offense, number 22. 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Caden Moreno on the edge. That's one of the dangers of going wide, is that you're asking guys to kind of get some leverage on their guys, and if they grab a jersey, it's going to be an easy call for this officiating crew. And sure enough, right there in the middle, he gets a
Logan Burris getting turned around by the hold.
And now it's 3rd and 14. We'll call it 3rd and 13 here. And kind of depends on how you want to play this. Because right now, if you don't pick up a yard, it's a 33-yard field goal. And we've already seen in 2A, kicking can be a bit of an adventure.
Got to get inside the 3 for a first down. Swing pass far side. Jimenez will drag his man forward to the 11. But it's going to be 4th down and decision time here for Wayne Hutchinson. Kicking field goals has been an adventure for Ganado today. Clay Whitfield, the kicker for the Bulldogs. They feel like he's got range to 37, maybe 38.
He's sending the offense out there.
No hesitation from Wayne Hutchinson. 4th and 8. Duran has time. Fires end zone. Double coverage. Intercepted. Picked off by Luke Burris. They mark him out of bounds. He could have hypothetically won the game on a return for a touchdown. He's going to keep going to make sure, but he was marked out of bounds at the 2. Just in case Luke Burris makes a 100-yard dash and places the ball across the goal line. But the interception is the part that matters, because it now gives Ganado prime opportunity.
They're looking for the fade ball
Throwing
here.
on the field was after the interception.
And
Player stepped out of
terrific
bounds.
interception there, and sure enough, yeah, he steps out of bounds, I think. We'll see. It's a terrific interception from Luke Burris. Inbounds. That's the step.
Really close, yeah.
See if you can see some green. I think he's out of bounds. I think that's a good call. And the official's right there.
He's right on top of it.
He's on top of it. I have a hard time thinking that I've got a better view via video camera than he has standing right there.
But Luke Burris makes the 4th down interception and sets Ganado up with an opportunity here where any points give them the title. They can kick a field goal.
Yeah.
I don't know if Josh Irvin would like to make that decision, although what a redemption story it would be for Joe Rodriguez if so.
My guess is that he'd love to score 6 and win this game 34-28.
Hand off to Burris. Spun off the first tackle, but still dropped for a loss. Vega there to finish him off.
Aiden Martinez in the backfield. Just gobbling him up. Slowing him down. He didn't make the tackle, but that's one of those between the box score type things that's a huge play that essentially led to a loss.
The Ganado Indians in their first state championship appearance ever. Ullman over the middle, tipped and incomplete. There were 4 blue jerseys back there.
I think Ullman got locked in on Austin Pena there, and that was essentially like a one-route play because that is not a ball that should be thrown. That is into a lot of blue jerseys, and he's fitted into some tight windows today, but shouldn't have done that. Meanwhile, Luke Burris, a little bit alone, got locked in on Austin Pena, though.
Christian Duran, Braden Jimenez, Caston Vega, Mason Alvarado all had a chance at it. 3rd and 11, late play clock.
I think they got 2
They don't
plays
see
from
it.
here.
Play clock had expired, no flag. Ullman firing, end zone. He was looking for Pena. Pena's lucky he didn't get an offensive pass interference call there.
That's a good no call, I think. I think Pena might have been trying to draw one here. You're going to see there's hand fighting, but no, Pena's got him wrapped up.
Yeah, if anything, that's offensive.
Ball sailed out of bounds. I think you could probably rule it uncatchable there.
They're going to bring Joe Rodriguez out to kick. The ball's at the 26. 10 seconds on the play clock to get this snap off. It would be a 42-yard field goal from the right hash. They're going to have to bang a timeout. The play clock was about to expire again.
Stanford took the timeout.
Stanford takes it.
So Josh Irvin.
Josh Irvin was also motioning for a timeout. It ultimately, I think, was given to Stamford.
To put this in perspective, so this is a 42-yard field goal, correct? That's where they're spotting it. The 2A record is 46, okay? So you do not see 40-plus field goals in 2A football.
No.
And especially, frankly, with a kicker who has already missed 2 field goals. And now he did, the last time we saw him, he was kicking an extra point and he piped it.
Yeah.
But for Joe Rodriguez, an opportunity presents itself again, this time in the most dramatic fashion, in what would be a storybook finish.
Absolute theater. In the 2A Division I state championship game, it comes down to this. He missed from 21, he missed from 33, from 42 for the win. Well short and wide to the right, and we head to a 3rd overtime period. Let the 2-point conversion contest begin.
Just didn't hit it right. Plain and simple. He's got leg. I think he just didn't hit it right, trying to drive it too far, maybe
trying to crush it.
Trying to crush it. Sometimes, you know, you're a golfer. Sometimes you try to hit the ball, it ends up in the lake. Is that just me?
Oh, buddy, it happens to me all the time.
So now we get the 2-point conversions. And it'll be Ganado with the ball first. This is now the longest overtime game in UIL championship game history. 2003 Lamarck and Denton Ryan. That was before the new overtime rules.
Yeah.
But this is as good as it gets.
Triple OT. 2-point conversion contest the rest of the way. Ganado on offense first as Stamford seesaws back to having the option. They'll play defense first and look to know whether they have to match or if they have a chance to win. What's your best play call, Josh Irvin? Ullman rolling, end zone. What a catch! Austin Pena pulls it in. 2 for Ganado.
Oh, Austin Pena climbs the ladder to bring it in at the critical moment. Let's take a look again. They do some eye candy here. He's under pressure, and what a grab, full extension. Yes, sir.
Outstanding.
And Austin Pena's been the guy. He's been their main man in the receiver corps today. Can Stamford do what they've done all game and have one more answer?
Bryce Ullman ran for a pair of touchdowns. I beg your pardon, the second touchdown run ended up getting wiped off. 1 touchdown run, 2 touchdown passes, and now that 2-point conversion throw. And now Stamford has to match or it's over. Duran with Vega to his right. The reverse, looking to throw it. End zone, it's intercepted. Ganado wins the state championship. Bryce Ullman picks it off to end it.
In a game that lived up to every expectation, it is the man who elevated this program in Bryce Ullman who comes up with the legendary moment. He rolls, they're looking to throw it back to Duran, but instead of finding one quarterback, it finds the other. And Ganado's taking their first state championship back to Jackson County.
Bryce Ullman with an unbelievable performance. 13 of 21, 147 yards and the 2 touchdowns. Ran for a score as well. Beg your pardon, 13 of 22, 172 and the 2 touchdowns. Ran for 48 more yards and the 1 score. The 2-point conversion toss to Pena that ended up being the difference in the football game, and he intercepts the pass from Clay Whitfield, looking for Christian Duran to end it. And in one of the all-timers in UIL state championship history, in triple OT, Ganado wins it all.
A game nobody deserved to lose.
Amen.
2 spectacular ball clubs laying it all on the line for more than 4 quarters, and a deserving champion in Ganado.
Josh Irvin, in his 3rd year at the helm, is a state champion, and he's standing by with CT.
All right, Mike, thanks, Coach. You showed up in town and you had a vision as a head coach that you could deliver a first-ever state title. How did you make this moment happen?
Man, it's not a whole lot to do with me. It's all to do with these kids. these assistant coaches, the work that we all put in. They show up every day. They work as hard as they possibly can, and they just keep getting better. And when you got a group, a special group that has that mindset, I mean, you can achieve a lot of things.
They faked a punt. They converted a 4th and 13, a 4th and 4 in overtime. How resilient is your group? They just kept coming back.
Man, so that's something that we've talked about all year long. We started the season without our starting quarterback and running back, and just how quickly can we deal with adversity in a positive way. And there was a lot of things today that didn't go our way, but the kids bounced back every single time right away, and that's a big part of the result today.
Bryce Ullman does it all. He is one of the toughest players we've ever seen compete for a state championship on this field. What does he mean to this program?
Man, I can't say enough good things about Bryce. Not only Bryce, but, I mean, the offensive line, defensive line, running back, all of them. It's a special group, but Bryce, he's gotten better every single year. And for him to finish out his playing career today like this, something he'll never forget.
They averaged 275 rushing yards a game, 5 touchdowns. You held them to 101 in regulation. Where'd that defensive effort come from?
Man, that's just our defensive coordinator. He's done a great job getting the kids a good game plan all year long, and they executed it today for the most part, and they fly around. They're really, really physical. They fit the run really fast, and there's the result.
Final question for you. Take a look over there. What's this mean to the community of Ganado?
Man, I'm just so happy. I'm so happy for the kids, for the community. It's something they've wanted for a long time, and I'm just so happy to be a part of it.
You delivered a state championship. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mike?
CT, Josh Irvin and his staff were talking in the offseason. One of the assistants asked Josh Irvin, man, Coach, who's going to beat us? And Irvin said that his response to one of his assistants was, hey, if we keep getting better, I don't know, but it's going to take a really, really good team. Stamford is clearly a really, really good team and almost did it. But the answer, at least in 2A-D1, was nobody. And Ganado is the state champ.
Our Jack-in-the-Box player of the game has got to be number 11, Bryce Ullman. A warrior running the ball when they don't ask him to run all that much, and then dropping dots all over AT&T Stadium, including this one in the triple coverage. And then the 2-point conversion that ends up being the game winner. And oh yeah, for good measure, the championship sealing interception. Bryce Ullman was Mr. Everything for the Ganado Indians, who in their 96th year of existence in football can finally call themselves champs.
An absolute virtuoso performance from Bryce Ullman. And the folks who made the 5-hour drive up from Ganado, the long 5-hour drive. That drive's going to feel a lot quicker going home.
Well, I'll say this. They might sleep on the way home, because, boy, if they're half as exhausted as I am calling it. Whew, what a ball game. And for Stamford, they finished the year 15-1. And there's going to be a tendency on their part to forget the 15 and remember the 1, but that's a mistake in my opinion. This is a unbelievable football team that ran into another team that made 1 extra play. That's the name of the game, and it was a spectacular performance from Wayne Hutchinson's Bulldogs. Nothing to hang their head about.
30-28, the final score. Ganado in triple OT. Let's listen in down on the field as they award the defensive MVP.
The defensive player of the game for the Conference 2A Division I Football Championship, as selected by the media here today, from Ganado High School, number 14, Kane Hayden.
Two interceptions for Kane Hayden, and a menace for this Ganado defense, flying to the football. He had a lot of work to do in run support here, and a big reason why they were able to bottle up Caston Vega was because Kane Hayden was in his back pocket.
That entire defensive backcourt, they've been playing together for 3 years, starting together since 2022. Hayden with a big defensive play in their state semifinal win, a couple of big plays here today in the state championship game, and he is a very well-deserving defensive MVP. his 3rd and 4th interceptions of the season. Meanwhile, the offensive MVP. I have little doubt who this will be.
Offensive player of the game for the 2A Division I Football State Championship as selected by the media. From Ganado High School, number 11, Bryce Ullman.
Man, the way he lit up when you and I talked with him pregame about the possibility of play. It's been cold. It's been nasty their last couple playoff games. Hey, man, you're inside. It's 72 degrees. You're in AT&T Stadium. And he was just like, oh, I can't wait, man. He's like, I don't like the cold. He showed out today.
He lived up to it. He flourished here under the bright lights. And we mentioned it earlier. I talked with a coach who played against Ganado in their playoff run. And he just said, you just watch Ullman and you can tell he's a winner. And now he's got the trophies to prove it. That's all that was missing. We knew he was a winner. Now the whole state knows he was a winner.
They're bringing those trophies back. They're bringing a whole lot back to Ganado. Now the presentation of the runner-up trophy.
And now for the runner-up trophy, completing the season with a 15-1 record. The Bulldogs of Stamford High School have represented their school with pride. Coach Wayne Hutchinson will now accept the state finalist trophy. We congratulate the Bulldogs of Stamford High School for an outstanding season.
It's painful. I get it to get this close. But that is a whale of a ball club that was performed in the most gutty effort you may ever see. And they should hold that trophy with pride.
You can see the pain on the side of Stamford. Much different.
And now at this time, we would like to recognize the 2A Division I Football State Champs, the Indians of Ganado High School. With a record of 15-1, Coach Josh Irvin and his team have achieved the goal of becoming Texas High School State Champ. Coach Irvin is stepping forward to accept the state championship trophy. Congratulations on an incredible season. Once again, your 2A Division I State Football Champs, the Indians of Ganado High School.
30-year-old Josh Irvin passing off his daughter and let Dad hoist the trophy, would you?
Trades one baby for another. And I know who's riding in the front seat on the way home. It's that beauty. What were you doing at 30 years old? Not winning state championships like Josh Irvin.
Not at all. 30-28, the final score. The Ganado Indians, state champions in 2A Division I.
The Ganado Indians are your 2A Division I state champions.
What a performance it was. Gunner and Woodville coming up next. For Greg Tepper and CT Steckel, I'm Mike Leslie. That's it for now. After the break, for Championship Live. Thanks for watching, everybody.